Never a dull moment in Indian politics. Sharad Pawar has created a stir with his announcement that he will be stepping down as the chief of the NCP. Will he stick to this decision or is there a deeper power play here? I'm Barkha Dutt with the Mojo story. What's actually going on with the NCP? We have seen persistent reports in the last few weeks that the NCP is going to leave its alliance, its coalition in Maharashtra, switch sides and join hands with the BJP. Remember, this has happened once before. Sharad Pawar's nephew Ajit Pawar took an oath with Devendra Fadnavis in 2019. In his updated memoirs released just today, Sharad Pawar says he was shocked at those developments. How do we understand what's actually happening in this story? What is behind Mr. Pawar's announcement? All day long, there have been emotional scenes of NCP leaders begging Mr. Sharad Pawar to reconsider. But Ajit Pawar, his nephew, issued a statement saying, let's not be emotional. How will this eventually play out and how will this impact what's happening in the ground in Maharashtra? That is the big question, the larger political impact. Let's introduce our guests on the program today as we look at the future of the NCP and what it might mean for the future of Maharashtra politics. Joining us from the BJP is Asif Bhamla. It's good to see you, Mr. Bhamla. Arati, Jerath, veteran journalist, is with us. And also joining us is Tehseen, Poonawalla, who's of course a Congress supporter and also from Maharashtra himself. We should have with us in a few moments. Tehseen, let me start by asking you, what happens now? Do you think Sharad Pawar will leave rumours, leave you support sides and join, in fact, the BJP? Tehseen.
Thank you for having me, Barkha. And I find this still very curious because it's always said that what Mr. Pawar's right hand does, the left hand doesn't know. In my opinion, and this is an estimated guess, the idea is to checkmate Ajit Pawarji. So you make Rohit Pawar, the other nephew who I referred to once on your show, as the chief. So Ajit Pawarji does not get the sympathy of, look, it's the daughter and not the nephew. So the nephew comes in, and yet you have the Mr. Pawar controlling it. That is one aspect. Or aspect number two, the decision is to go with the BJP somehow or the other. But you know that your core Karyakarta is not happy. So then you have this, the party split. And, Mr. Pawar was. Because I find it hard to believe that such a decision can be taken just suddenly. And curiously, the only person supporting the decision was Ajit Pawarji. The rest, everybody was upset.
Yeah.
So perhaps the idea is like Mr. Pawar says, look, I want to resign. The Karyakartas then come and say, no, you cannot go. And says, okay, this is how it will be. And we don't split. So there are two possibilities, either to prevent a split and therefore make Rohit Pawar, or B, the split is decided, but Mr. Pawar doesn't want to take the senior Pawar does not want to be seen going with the BJP. Because I'll just add one thing. The common NCP Karyakarta, unlike this time, does not want to go with the BJP. There is too much of anti-BJP stance in the common NCP Karyakarta. Perhaps Pawar Saab has read that.
So it is your sense that things are not as they seem, that Sharad Pawar may have played this move, in fact, to checkmate Ajit Pawar. Tehseen?
Yep. Could be to checkmate Ajit Pawar or to checkmate his people and say, look, I'm helpless. But it's not that Mr. Pawar is not in control. Mr. Pawar is always in control. He knows exactly what's happening. So it's either to checkmate the nephew or to checkmate the Karyakartas and go. But yes, Ajit Pawar does want to go with the BJP. It seems increasingly like that.
Okay, let's just play out before we get Asif Bhamla's response. What happened when Sharad Pawar made this announcement? And Tehseen has this very interesting argument that this is Mr. Sharad Pawar reasserting his control over the party. It looks like he's stepping back, but actually he may be doing exactly the opposite. Listen in.
Ajit Pawar Sule. आणि इतकी वर्ष संधी मिळाल्याच्या नंतर आणखी लोकसंघाच्या समाजाची भूमिका मी तर कधी घेणार नाही. आणि त्यामुळं तुम्हाला अस्वस्थता कदाचित वाटेल, पण मी राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षाच्या अध्यक्षपदावरून निवृत्त व्हायचा निर्णय आज घेतलेला आहे. हे जरी असलं.
Asif Bhamla, how do you look at it? Ajit Pawar is saying, let's not be emotional. The party workers are being emotional. They're asking Sharad Pawar to reconsider. How do you look at it? Because this, as I said, comes at a time when there are persistent reports that the nephew is going to switch sides. But there is another countervailing view to Tehseen's argument, which is that nothing happens in the NCP without Sharad Pawar's blessings. Mr. Bhamla.
I think this is a move to reaffirm his own leadership. That's what I feel. It's a move, you see, in a way to challenge. You see, there's a very large section of MLAs who are, very keen to go with Ajit Pawar, and this somewhere we had heard a few days back. Supriya said that there will be two big news that would be created in Maharashtra. I'm sure we are all aware about. So one, of course, is disclosed today. I don't know which is the second one. So, I mean, even, but I don't see this confusion situation initially. I mean, Honorable Pawar Saab said that he wants to resign. And then this whole, in a way, this emotional outreach where, you see a few leaders crying. I don't know how much in reality it is. And then, what is, I mean, where we see Ajit Pawar standing strong and saying, he's already done his bit. He's every human being has, at some point in time, has to retire in politics. So the situation is very confusing, and morning decision is taken, then a statement of not taking anyone into
Yeah.
confidence, and then to retrieving this decision. So as usual, the problem with NCP is that I mean, it's being a regional party. It doesn't have a constitutional arrangement like the BJP, of course, which is a proper broad-based party, or like the AICC, which has a proper constitution. It's a party where you have strong leaders who are who can win on their own selves also, like be Chhagan Bhujbal ji or Jayant Patil ji,
So,
जिनका
so, so,
अपना
so, so is
अपना
the BJP
जनाधार नहीं है पार्टी
so
का, you see.
is the BJP a little upset because Ajit Pawar may not be able to switch sides?
No, this has got nothing to do with the BJP. We are already good in our numbers, and everything is working smooth.
Yeah.
This is the internal matter of the party, of the NCP, and I don't know. It's the MVA who's got to worry more. We have got nothing to do in this. With all due respect, of course, Pawar Saab, even if he would have withdrawn, he would still remain the number one leader of the party. We certainly respect the seniority of the veteran, and we as an I mean, we are not here to comment. I mean,
But I think you make the interesting point that what is the future of this coalition between the Congress, the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction, and the NCP, with this churn going out? The Shiv Sena is no longer the Shiv Sena. The NCP is now threatening to fracture. Let me bring in actually Brijmohan Shrivastav of the NCP. Brijmohan ji, on our previous programs with many of these guests, Asif Bhamla and Tehseen were also there at that time. You said we will never switch sides. Now what seems to be happening is Ajit Pawar, perhaps the nephew, wants to switch sides. The uncle is either really resigning for good, हो सकता है शरद पवार जी सच बोल रहे हैं and he's stepping back, or he has done this to reassert claim over the party and he will withdraw his resignation. Which one is it according to you?
Barkha ji, I want to clear it because I have not spoken regarding the resignation of Pawar Saab, so I am not having the one-to-one information regarding this matter. But we can simply presume, because what he has spoken in front of the crowd or in that function, we have to believe on that. He told that I am working since last 63 years in this political life. Now I want to give this opportunity to the new one. So, it's all right. But my friend was saying that NCP is not having the constitution. No doubt, BJP is a bigger party. Is no doubt on it. But you see, we are registered with the Election Commission of India, and we are having our constitution, and we are having regular election, which BJP is not having. Last time on 10th of September, we have elected our president, Adani Sharad Pawar ji, and after that, the total committee was elected. Total committee, and So it's not right to say that the NCP is having no constitution and it is a regional party. No, we are not the regional party. No doubt the election commission has de-recognized us our national national status, but it doesn't mean that we are not only the regional party. We are having our MLAs and
Do
ministers
you
in other
believe?
states
Do
also.
you believe Ajit Pawar will switch sides and join hands with the
No,
BJP?
no,
Do
no,
you
he will
believe
not. He
that?
will not. He will not, and it is not needed. Why? Yesterday, when we in BKC, the huge crowd was there of the Mahavikas Aghadi. Just the BJP is lost in this marketing society election also. So why anybody will take this suicidal decision? No need of it. And Ajit Pawar is a leader of 126 MLA in the house. So
Okay.
he is working well.
Okay, I want to play before Arti and actually for Tehseen and Asif also these pictures. By the way, Sharad Pawar's updated memoirs have been released today, in which Sharad Pawar says he was shocked when this happened. A lot of people thought it was a no, not this. Can we play the pictures of Ajit Pawar with Devendra Fadnavis? What there? Mr. Pawar in his updated memoir say he was shocked when he saw this. A lot of people at that time thought it was a deep game by Sharad Pawar to fool the BJP. He's now suggesting, Arti, that Ajit Pawar acted on his own, had to return to the fold when he couldn't gather enough MLAs. That's what he's saying in his own autobiography. Arti, how do you see this? Is the rift real? Is the rift staged?
Barkha, they say about Sharad Pawar that what he thinks, what he says, and what he does are three different things. He is a politician who is very difficult to fathom, very difficult. And I think, even those who have worked with him very closely, for instance, like Narasimha Rao, found it very difficult to understand what Sharad Pawar was all about. Okay, he is confused, kept everybody confused for years. So, I would really hesitate to hazard a guess on whether there is a real rift, if there is a rift, whether there is something. But I do believe that whatever he's doing, he has carefully thought it out because, he is one of the shrewdest politicians today. But actually perhaps the shrewdest politician. And as you know, this whole game that was played out in 2019 and the creation of MVA was entirely, his handiwork. And, he surprised everybody. He took the BJP by surprise. He took everybody by surprise when he did it. So, yes, I think that there have been, of course, these persistent rumors about Ajit Pawar wanting to join hands with the BJP because he's facing a lot of cases, ED cases, and so on and so forth. So is his family under pressure. And there are some MLAs, in the NCP who also have cases against them. And they feel that if they join hands with the BJP, again, that BJP's washing machine will clean them and, they won't face that pressure anymore. So these rumors have been going on. But at the end of the day, does Ajit Pawar really have the gall to cross his uncle, who is the most towering leader in Maharashtra? Remember those pictures of Sharad Pawar standing in the rain during the 2019 campaign? And, he just turned that whole election around. Nobody thought that the NCP would come back.
So basically you're saying, Arti, you're not very convinced that Ajit Pawar can be a lone wolf operator in a party like the NCP.
No, I don't think so. And, although Praful Patel says that nobody knew that Sharad Pawar was going to do this, the fact that Supriya Sule had tweeted 13 days ago that there would be a bombshell, two bombshells, one in Maharashtra, two explosions, one in Maharashtra, one in New Delhi. Doesn't it suggest that she was privy to something that Sharad Pawar was planning? So, I think that we have to let this thing play out before we can actually, kind of draw conclusions or analyze whether it's staged or whether, it's just something that's happening without Sharad Pawar knowing. But I really think at the end of the day, I don't think Ajit Pawar has the gall to cross Sharad Pawar, as long as Sharad Pawar is alive and as long as Sharad Pawar is the topmost politician and leader of Maharashtra.
Okay, let me bring in Tehseen at this point. I'll play out what Ajit Pawar said. But Tehseen made in Sharad Pawar's just updated memoirs. And Sharad Pawar says, one, that he was shocked when Ajit Pawar went and took oath with Devendra Fadnavis in 2019. And he says the BJP wanted to finish the Shiv Sena in 2019. These are the 2 points he makes. When we saw shoulder to shoulder taking that oath, you would remember that most of us thought it was some big game by Sharad Pawar. Now Sharad Pawar is saying Ajit Pawar basically backstabbed him. He was shocked. Which one is it?
I'd still say that I agree with Arati and I concede to what Arati and everyone on our panel says, that nothing moves in the NCP without Mr. Pawar knowing. So we all are on the same page as far as that is concerned. I won't speak about 2019, but I'll speak about an experience, one of my experiences, 2008. It's a personal experience. They formed a thing called Pune Pattern. So we had the CWG games in Delhi, we had the CYG games in Pune, and Mr. Kalmadi was the MP. And I'll tell you, and Ajit Pawar was the district guardian minister of Pune. The municipal commissioner was transferred. It was a Congress NCP government. The police commissioner was transferred. Satyapal Singh was got in as the police commissioner, who later on joined the BJP. There was none. I know how the games were finished. I know it. For a sitting MP, it was difficult. And they formed a Pune pattern where BJP, Shiv Sena and NCP were in power to keep Kalmadi out. And despite that, when Kalmadi won in 2009, Ajit Pawar was at Mr. Kalmadi's house. I was a part of that for lunch to say, okay, let's patch up. So I've seen this very closely. See, there is also this perception that Mr. Pawar is the biggest leader in Maharashtra. He is, no doubt, seniority-wise. But his influence does not extend beyond Western Maharashtra. Let's be very clear geographically. The Congress is almost at the same amount of seats as the NCP. And it swept with her. If the Congress has lost in Western Maharashtra, who are the ones who cut the Congress votes? Who are the ones who defeat Congress candidates? There's a lot. I often tell people, Barkha, when I fight, if I ever fight in Pune, I will defeat BJP. I'm not afraid of BJP. Who will defeat me? Who will be the one who will try to defeat me? So there are a lot of layers to the NCP politics. It's not as simple as it seems. But I concede to what Arati is saying. Nothing moves without Mr. Pawar knowing. Whether he did it to checkmate Ajit Pawar or he did it to go along, that is what time will tell. But
but is Ajit Pawar part of the script, or he's not a part of the script, or we don't know?
There is certain amount of friction, no doubt about it, particularly between Ajit Pawar's son Parth and between Rohit Pawar. There is a certain amount of friction. That friction is real. I can tell you that. There is certain amount of uncomfort. There's certain amount of not being comfortable. There's certain amount of feeling that Parth lost the election because there wasn't complete support from the NCP. So there is certain amount of friction. My guess is to checkmate Ajit Pawar. If it's a checkmate, Rohit Pawar will be made president. That's my guess.
Let's play out Ajit Pawar's statement and then bring in Asif Bhamla on it and Brijmohan and Arati as well. Listen in.
साहब का एक जो उन्होंने पुस्तक लिखा है उसके बारे में एक कार्यक्रम था यशवंतराव चौहान प्रतिष्ठान में। वो कार्यक्रम में मेरे ख्याल से गिरीश कुबेर जी और अपने राजीव खांडेकर जी ऐसे अन्य लोगों ने भी अपने अपने विचार सबके सामने रखे और फिर बाद में लास्ट में पवार साहब उनका खुद का जो कहना है उसके बारे में इसके लिए वो बोलने के लिए उठे। तो बोलते बोलते हमें किसी को पता भी नहीं था। बोलते वक्त उन्होंने 1 मई 1960 से शुरुआत की और कल की तारीख थी 1 मई 2023। तब तक का थोड़ा सा जो कुछ आज तक हुआ उसमें से जो आप साहब को बताना चाहिए था वो साहब ने बताया। हमें भी थोड़ा सा लगा कि साहब ने 1 मई 1960 से शुरुआत करके 1 मई 2023 तक क्यों आए साहब। लेकिन बाद में पता चला ये सब बताते वक्त साहब ने बोला कि मेरा एज अभी 83 हुआ है, कहीं ना कहीं रुकना चाहिए, इसीलिए पार्टी का जो जिम्मेवारी है प्रेसिडेंटशिप की वो मैं उसका इस्तीफा दे रहा हूं। और उन्होंने एक कमेटी डिक्लेयर की और वो कमेटी ने बैठकर साहब के बाद उस जगह किसको बिठाना है उसके बारे में चर्चा करनी चाहिए, ऐसे पवार साहब ने बताया।
Right, Arati, before I get the politicians in, Mr. Ajit Pawar doesn't seem very upset.
I know. And that's what makes it also suspicious. But
Yeah.
Barkha, after all this drama, when he made this announcement and so on, in the evening, Ajit Pawar and Supriya Sule went and met Sharad Pawar later in the afternoon.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they begged him to stay on and please don't go and so on. And he said, okay, I'll reconsider my decision, but give me 2-3 days to think about it. So we're still, confused about what is going to happen exactly,
Yeah.
But to get back to this whole thing, look, I mean, I'm sure, it's very obvious that Ajit Pawar is restless. I think that is very obvious. And he must be bugging his uncle or, in whatever way he can, because he's very openly expressed his ambition to be chief minister, you know. Now, the question is, how does Sharad Pawar manage his nephew's ambitions, also ensure secure a political future for his daughter, and keep the NCP going after him? He is 83, he may go anytime. So, I mean, I think he's still in the process of trying to work all this out. And, I mean, maybe what we're seeing today is part of that process. And I think what he has really proved today to Ajit Pawar, if in case Ajit Pawar was actually thinking of joining hands with the BJP, I think what he's proved to Ajit Pawar is that you may be restless, you may have the support of some MLAs who also have cases against them and want to cross over to the BJP, but at the end of the day, the rank and file of the party is with me.
Yeah.
It's with me. The emotion, the tears, the outbursts that we saw today were all for Sharad Pawar. So, I think he has basically sent a very strong message to anybody, whether it's Ajit Pawar or to anybody else who was thinking, but look, I am the boss of NCP and nothing moves here.
Yeah,
I have the support of the rank and file of the party.
I think that's a very important point, that in his resignation, whether he takes it back or not, is an assertion of who's in control. Asif Bhamla, I'd like you to respond to the updated point made in his memoirs of the BJP trying to finish the Shiv Sena in 2019, and how Ajit Pawar taking oath with Devendra Fadnavis did not happen with Sharad Pawar's blessings. That's what he's arguing in his book. Mr. Bhamla. And last comments, please. Tehseen and Brijmohan after that. Asif Bhamla.
You see, we are seeing what is the condition of the Shiv Sena today. Let us not get into that. It is at the mercy of the NCP and the Congress. We have seen times when the Shiv Sena was an equal partner, a 30-year association, a solid association. Whenever Uddhav ji had any work, Devendra ji, Fadnavis ji used to time and again go to Matoshri, clear all his issues, sort all his problem, and there was such a fine compatibility between both. और आज क्या हाल है? आप वज्रमूठ सभा ले रहे हैं, आप किसके दम पर ले रहे हैं? आज आपका दम खुद का निकल गया है. आपके विधानसभा लीजिए, लोकसभा लीजिए, आपके पास उम्मीदवार नहीं है. ठीक है, आप लड़ोगे, आप कहते हो सिंपैथी फैक्टर है, वो तो वक्त बताएगा कितना सिंपैथी फैक्टर. इट्स नॉट इजी, लेट मी टेल यू, when there are when you go to find fresh faces in people with legacies work it, and it's not easy to fight a Lok Sabha. Well, that is their internal matter. But coming back to seeing today's situation, is that what is seen on the screen is not what is behind the screen as far as Pawar Sahab is concerned.
I think that we all agree on. I think we all agree on.
And also, let me tell you, every statement that Sharad Pawar ji makes, one must see his intent before taking it on the face value. This is something I foresee, because I understand Maharashtra. I have been in the political scenario from past 30 years. And when Sharad Pawar says that he's retiring, is he actually ready to hand over power? Is he ready to give away the power? Because I personally don't think anybody else, till Pawar Sahab is there, can contain or hold the party. But there is certainly a large-scale disgruntled MLAs who still feel that they are not happy within the NCP. You see,
the BJP could support if needed.
Barkha, the posturing is loud and clear. You have on one side of the very little MLAs that were present today, who was saying if Pawar Sahab should not resign, and it was Ajit Pawar won. I mean, the MLAs there were, I think, maximum I could count them were maybe 8 or 9 or maybe 10 or 12 today. Okay, the rest of MLAs, I am sure, are in the mood to agree with what Ajit Pawar says, but the final outcome, which Supriya Sule says, we have to still wait for the second surprise. That's all I would say.
Okay. I just want to, before taking quick last comments from Brijmohan ji and Tehseen, also remind everybody that there's a verdict awaited from the Supreme Court on the Shiv Sena, who is the real Shiv Sena. What will the numbers stack up like after that verdict? Of course, the speaker has to decide. But this is all very important to understand why this churn is taking place. Could a section of the NCP switch, especially if 16 MLAs are disqualified? We don't know. These are the images we're seeing of 2019, where Ajit Pawar took oath with Devendra Fadnavis. Sharad Pawar today is saying he was shocked when this happened. So not accepting that Ajit Pawar did this with his blessings. Ajit Pawar couldn't take the project through in 2019. Can he do it in 2023? Brijmohan ji, quickly before Tehseen takes the last word.
If we are depending on the Supreme Court decision, nobody can predict it.
Yes.
How and when that decision will come. So, simply on the presumption, if we are thinking anything, I think it's not good. One thing is very clear, loud and clear: Mahavikas Aghadi will remain in Maharashtra, and we will fight against the BJP very strongly. And Sharad Pawar ji will lead us. It's very, very clear whether he is president of the party or not, but he will lead us. It's very clear, and he has also spoken it.
Yeah.
Resign from the party doesn't mean that he is leaving the public life or he is leaving the politics.
As
so it's very
said,
clear.
As Arati said, he's shown who's the boss. Tehseen, very quickly, Sanjay Raut, however, of the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena, has likened this resignation to Bal Thackre's resignation. Your quick last thoughts as we close.
I don't comment on Sanjay Raut. If this government fell, one massive reason is Sanjay Raut and opening his big mouth every single way. It makes people very uncomfortable. So honestly, I don't comment on him. And
what is the okay? Leave aside Sanjay Raut. What are the implications of what's happening for the future of politics in Maharashtra? Is it your best estimation that the NCP will switch sides, or do you think it will not happen?
I do see that the NCP, particularly Ajit Pawar ji, cannot be without power. So the NCP is formed on the idea of being in power. That is the core ideology of the NCP. I also see that there is a churning happening, and Maharashtra is a very desperate state for the BJP because they're through in UP. UP, they don't see a challenge for themselves. They're very uncomfortable in Bihar. So Bihar and Maharashtra is where the bulk of the seats. If the seats go down in Lok Sabha seats, 48 in Maharashtra and 40 in Bihar, and there are 80, and out of 88 seats, which they more or less swept in 2019, if these come down, so if they're down by 20, 30 seats, they don't see gains happening anywhere else at this situation. So they're very uncomfortable. So the BJP will do its best in Maharashtra and Bihar. This is not rocket science. This is BJP at its absolute best. And if Mr. Pawar was so shocked at what happened in 2019 with Ajit Pawar taking that early morning oath, how come police led by Mumbai police escorted MLAs outside into Gujarat, right to the border, and everybody who's in charge with an NCP home minister, nobody knew. I mean, you tell me, Barkha, 15 or 20 MLAs moving. Yeah. One MLA moves, you'll know, and you don't know, your home minister doesn't know about it, your DGP doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
So, I this better than I know.
No, I think it proves the point that none of us actually know what Sharad Pawar is up to, including his own party, maybe his daughter. He's taken into confidence. We don't know. But we leave it there. As they say, watch this space. We live in interesting times. Thank you, Brijmohan ji, Tehseen, Arati, and Asif Bhamla ji. Thank you. And to our audience, see you soon. Take care.
We started Mojo right here in this basement. Just 4 people. 4. And now we're about to hit our first 1 million subscribers. So this is to say thank you to all of you for your support, for your respect, and for your encouragement. We've always gone to where the story is. During the pandemic, when television's big anchors were hunkered down in their studios or at their homes, we hit the road. We traveled from Delhi to Kerala, covering 30,000 kilometers in our small car. reporting from inside ICUs and inside slum tenements. Whether it's flash floods or war zones, we've always put our boots on the ground. In fact, we're just back from Punjab, tailing the Khalistani fugitive Amritpal Singh. And through all of this, we have always put you, the people, first. In an age of partisan polarized media where most journalists are either chamcha ya morcha, we believe the story is sacred and the truth of the story is what matters. And now as we get ready for the next step, we need your help. Become a Mojo member and get first access to all our big interviews. Get a chance to ask our newsmakers questions. Get a chance to write and report for us for both our website and our channels. And also, interact with me and my colleagues directly through AMA sessions. Literally, ask me anything. Click on the join now right next to the subscribe button, and yes, also subscribe if you haven't yet, and become a Mojo member for just 159 rupees a month. Hope to see lots of you in our community. It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.